Tonight, 9 BGSU students will ask 5 Falcon investors to fund their business ideas. Over the past 10 weeks, these students have been working with their mentors, designing presentations to convince the Falcon investors to hatch their dream businesses. You'll meet the students soon, but first, let's welcome the Falcon investors. Joseph Fish, founder, president, and CEO of United States Beverage. Mr. Fish has over 40 years of experience in the premium alcoholic beverage industry, and under his leadership, U.S. Beverage has attained worldwide recognition as a top marketing and sales organization in the premium malt beverage industry. Joe and his wife Gail are Falcon Flames, both graduating in 1971 from Bowling Green State University. Linda D. Forte is Senior Vice President of Business Affairs for Comerica Incorporated. She is responsible for defining and driving business strategies that establish Comerica as a leader in diversity and work-life practices. Linda earned her bachelor's degree in psychology and education at BGSU and her MBA in finance and accounting from the University of Michigan. Earl A. Malm II, retired president and CEO of Highmark Capital Management in San Francisco, California, past chairman of Value Click, an online advertising company, and proud BG alum, graduating in 1971. Scott M. Rothweiler is the owner of HPJ Industries Incorporated, a market leader in providing packaging and recycling solutions to OEM and tiered suppliers in the automotive, agricultural, and appliance industries. Mr. Rothweiler was an assistant professor of aerospace studies at Bowling Green State University. Brian Sokol is a serial entrepreneur who brings new products to market through angel and venture capital investors. Brian serves as president of Oasis Consumer Healthcare, a pharmaceutical company that recently received a patent on a new antiviral drug that prevents infection from airborne germs. He earned his MBA from Bowling Green State University.
Very kindly. All right, Falcons, tonight you have the opportunity to help 9 BGSU hatchlings start their businesses. Each hatchling has been paired with a mentor, and together they have been preparing their presentations for you and you. Here is a format for each pitch. Each hatchling will introduce themselves and define their ask for investment. Then they will have 4 minutes to present their business idea to you. Once that occurs, you'll have 6 minutes to ask questions and to make offers. I'll announce a 2-minute warning, which will signify time is running out. 2-minute warning, time's running out. Now, we know that not everyone will get funded tonight. It's not personal, it's just business. Are you guys ready to hatch some deals? I can't hear you! Yeah! That's right. All right, first into the nest is Michael Cervantes from Oak Harbor, Ohio. He is a junior in the College of Business studying finance and economics. A summer job at Nagoya Japanese Steakhouse planted the seed of entrepreneurship for Michael. He hopes to create a fleet of hibachi food trucks in the future. When he's not dedicating his time to schoolwork, Michael passes the time with music, exercise, and cooking, of course.
All right, well, thank you, Kirk, for that lovely introduction. As he said, my name is Michael Cervantes. I have worked in a hibachi restaurant for the past 3 years, and in that time, I've picked up a couple trends and patterns. You know, I realize people come in and they enjoy the show, they sit down in their traditional, the chef is cooking in front of them, but at the end of the day, they're going there for the meal. They're going there to get filled up. They're going there to pay to eat. So I had this idea. Why not have to deal with the show itself? Why not eliminate that and focus solely on the food? That's when I got the idea for Machi Hibachi food trucks. Now, what we essentially would be doing is what I just described. We're eliminating the performance, and in doing so, we're increasing efficiency for the rate at which the meals are prepared, and we're significantly reducing the cost to the consumer. For $50,000, you can claim 1/3 of my business today. Now, I plan on operating in Columbus, Ohio. This city is perfect for food trucks. The market itself for food trucks is in its infancy in this city, with friendly legislation just being passed about a year ago. Now, it's also a city that supports insane amounts of foot traffic. Everything to do in Columbus is within walking distance. By intercepting these people who are walking along throughout the city, we can create sales and we can create revenue. Now, the marketing strategy. Within Columbus, we're actively going to target High Street. High Street is split up into north and south side. It runs through the entirety of the city, and pretty much everything that there is to do in Columbus can be found on High Street. It's got bars, it's got shopping, it's got restaurants, and people are always walking up and down from the middle of the winter to the middle of the summer. Breaking it up further, we can start off in the south in the Arena District. What is very centralized there is a lot of office buildings, the big skyscrapers, the Nationwide building. These people, the people that will be eating at our truck at this time, are people who are going out for a quick lunch break to get back to their day before they miss any deadlines. Moving further north from there, we have the Short North Shopping District. This is a cultural melting pot of different ideas and different people. It's full of art galleries, shopping centers, craft stores, and of course, restaurants. Now, the people love this area. It's very popular amongst the foot traffic. And by intercepting this area, we'll be able to target a large portion of the people out and about on High Street. Going further from there, we have The Ohio State University, which is one of the largest universities in the nation. And right across the street from there, you will see bars galore on High Street. And of course, we're going to get drunk college kids stumbling from bar to bar. And by intercepting that crowd in the late night, we're going to be striking gold. Now, why Machi Hibachi? What separates my food truck from any other food truck out in the national market? The answer is in the name itself. Machi, in Japanese, means street, or road, or town. And in Indonesian or South Asian countries, it means friend or brother, or for lack of a better term, a bro. So now, that will connect very well with our target audience of 18 to 34. Aside from that, the hibachi food is an insanely differentiated product. This city has yet to see hibachi in a truck. No, they have to normally go to these brick and mortar establishments, which I have outlined a cost comparison here. Our cost comparison compared to brick and mortar establishments with high amounts of overhead, salary for the performers, we can offer our meals at a fraction of their cost. Aside from that, our pricing is very competitive with the fast food market and the food truck market nationwide. So now revenue projections. Is this feasible? How can this make money? Well, we see that based on a conservative analysis, that we will be breaking even by the end of year one. In year two, we are peaking right around $200,000 in EBITDA. And by the end of our 3-year plan, our revenue is peaking at over $400,000, and our company is valued just under $270,000. What this means for you, if you invest in me today, you will be earning a rate of return of 176% on your investment. Now, uses of funds. What your $50,000 will buy, 40,000 of those will go into capital expenditures. The truck, the equipment, everything I need to get this mobile kitchen up and running. 5,000 will be in starting inventory, the food that will cover us for the first month or two, and 5,000 in contingency costs for any other expense I may have missed. So Falcons, I ask you today, the market is growing, the time to strike is now, so I'm asking you, will you be my machi?
Will you be my machi? Michael, good work. Falcons, his ask is $50,000 for 33% equity. 50K, 33%.
Yeah, first of all, I want to commend your mentor. I think your mentor did a good job on your valuation and in your ask. I think he understands the nature of the business. And I'd like to have a beefaroni food truck one day. I love beefaroni and SpaghettiOs and things like that. So I admire what you're doing. The problem for me as an investor is the local nature of the business, the proof of concept costs for the food truck and things like that. My background, sometimes investors do what they feel comfortable. My background is retail products, scalable products, and I have a hard time getting my mind around the scalability of this. But I think you've done some great things. It's the first time you've asked for money, and I think you will be successful, but I'm going to pass.
All right, thank you.
So you're out.
I'm out.
Michael,
Joe.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm in the beverage business and love restaurants. We do a lot of business with restaurants. My question to you is, have you looked at creating an anchor restaurant without wheels to establish a name and then go out to your mobile station?
See, I had thought of that, but the cost of launching a food truck and operating a food truck is minuscule compared to a restaurant. You know, we're looking at over hundreds of thousands of dollars to open up a brick and mortar establishment, especially for a hibachi restaurant. You know, such a thing, that's a major cost that we would have to undergo. And the food truck market, well, it's gaining in popularity, especially with people who are around my age, the age of the college kids. So I figured, why not just start smaller? Why not start cheaper? And something that would be more applicable to me and the people that I know. So ultimately, yes, I had thought about it, but I decided to go against it and try something new.
Thank you.
$50K, 33. We're just going right on down the line. Earl, nice to see you.
So first question I would ask you is, can you cook?
Yeah, I have never professionally cooked a hibachi meal. I do have my team assembled though, and we do have a line cook with years of experience on the line.
And have you ever worked in a food truck?
I have not ever worked in a food truck, no.
Because I've owned a food truck. So I was really thinking that since he's got them on the front end with the alcohol, and you want them on the back end after they had the alcohol, I thought this was your machi. But maybe you can come back to him. But for me, because of my prior experience with the food truck, I think it's a tough business. The other thing that I think you should look at, I think there's somebody in town called Tokyo To Go.
I have yet to hear of it, but...
Yeah, so I think you want to look him up and see how you could live with him and compete in the same marketplace.
Okay.
The other thing is I would recommend to you that you might consider raising your price a little bit. I think that you're a little low on your price, and I think that there's more opportunity to create some greater margin. And then you can give my machi here, your machi, maybe a 200% return on its investment. So,
all right. So you're out.
I'm out.
Linda?
Well, I believe I'm out too, but let me just say this. I love the concept of the hibachi food on a food truck. But here's why I'm out. I do believe that $40,000 for proof of concept is a little high. And so that concerns me. The other thing is I'm concerned about the seasonality of the business. And so I know Columbus is kind of a fair weather market, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, but
I am concerned about
Okay, well,
that.
that's something that we had thought about. You know, obviously, if it's raining outside, that can put a damper on our sales. However, in my revenue projections, we have yet to consider any exterior sales that we could do. You know, for example, we could do private business deals, we could do catering, we could do fairs, we could tour around the country and go to these fairs. We have yet, these are strictly street sales. So, you know, if we are able to see, okay, the weather isn't playing to our favor, we're not making sales, we have the ability to open up to these other markets and continue to make revenue based on that.
Can I jump in? Were your projections for the whole 12 months?
The first one, yeah, if you saw the graph, the first one, that is just operating during our summer break. Yes. We'll be operating during the summer and winter break, and then by that point, we're going to be finishing up our last year of school, and then after that, we're going to go and operate a full-time year for the next 2 years.
My dilemma is if it's December or January, a food truck to me doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Understandable.
So if you have it all, I would say if you had a package it saying we're going to do it here 9 months and then go somewhere else where there are people, Florida.
That is obviously one of the plans. You know, like I said, we're going to be teaming up with these businesses. We're going to be deals.
You did a great job. You're the first one out. I applaud you for that, but I've got
You
no
out?
interest. I'm out.
Out.
All right.
You're in, man. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you for your time.
Nice presentation.
Thank you.
Terrific job, though.
Thank
Really,
you.
Very good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. You ready to move on? I am. Our next hatchling is Alan Vinecourt. Alan is a freshman from Hinckley, Ohio, who is specializing in sales and service marketing in the College of Business with a dual minor in German and entrepreneurship. His business idea is Tech Turf. Alan is an aspiring third-generation entrepreneur. He plays for the Bowling Green rugby team and is a member of the business fraternity Delta Sigma Pi. Alan's mentor is David Brahowski, client advisor at Deutsche Bank Securities in New York City. Alan, say hey to these Falcons.
Good evening, investors. My name is Alan Vinecourt. My business idea is Tech Turf, the next generation of turf fields. I imagine for $40,000 in exchange for 40% equity in my company. So most coaches today still use some type of chalkboard or whiteboard to show their players their new plays. When looking at this, I thought there has to be some way that we can use technology to make coaching plays and learning plays easier and more efficient by bringing chalk talk to the field. This is when I came up with my idea, the TechTurf projection system. TechTurf is a digital projection system that allows coaches to project their plays directly onto the field. The three main components of my system is the hardware, the software which runs the system, and the application which controls the system. So imagine we're at the Perry Field House, and the football team is there about to learn a new set of plays for their game next Saturday. Now, the coach comes on the field with his iPad, and with a click of his screen, his plays come to life. The players now can follow the X's and O's and learn their plays faster and more efficiently. Let's look at another example. The BGSU rugby coach is trying to teach a new player how to play the sport of rugby. With a TechTurf system, he can immerse the player into the game. So I now want to show everyone an example of the type of technology that we would be using. This is the Cleveland Cavaliers pregame court projection system, and this is called 3D mapping technology. This is the same type of technology that we'll be using with our projector systems. Now, when creating our business model, we decided that the best way to bring TechTurf to market would be for us to create and maintain both the software and the application necessary to run this system. We will then license the software and application to the projection company. The projection company, which is the same company that does the Cavs court projection, will then sell the product to the customer for a price of about $150,000. From there, we will collect a per unit $5,000 licensing fee and a yearly service contract from the customer. So who is our customer? Our customer are owners of indoor sports facilities. Now this is a great value add for them because it allows them to charge a higher rent for the premium experience. It also allows them to collect advertising revenue during special events, such as indoor tournaments for various sports. Target market. In 2015, there are 1,200 indoor turf fields in the United States. With a growth rate of 9.2%, we can expect to see over 1,800 fields by 2020. After getting our hold in the indoor turf market, we then plan to expand to all turf fields, as well as other playing services such as basketball courts and ice rinks. In the first year, we'll have an investment year of $52,000, and then the second year, we'll look to grow to $162,000, and by year 3, we'll have over $354,000. This translates to you, the Falcon investors, of over a 225% return on your initial investment. So with the $40,000 that you'd be investing in my company, the first $20,000 will go to application and software development. The next will go to legal, organizational, and startup capital, which will help us secure the relationship we will have with the projection company, as well as marketing to create a customer base. And then the final $2,000 will be operating loss capital for the first year. My product has the ability to change the way coaches coach and disrupt the sport market. And I want you to be on the ground floor. So investors, are you ready to play?
Wow, are you ready to play? Alan's ask is $40,000. His equity position is 40%.
Listen, I'd like to ask you a question about your pricing. The $150,000 would be with a third party. They would get that money, and you would get a licensing fee for that.
Yes, the $150,000 will go to the projection company, and then we will receive a licensing fee from them.
Okay. And in your experience so far, in any of the contexts that you've reached out to, have you determined the amount of money that they're creating in advertising? Like you showed that Cavs picture. I don't know if they're using it for advertising there yet or not, but I just wondered how that's going on advertising, if you have any experience on that.
So the advertising would stay within the owner of the turf field who would be using the system. We haven't really gone into the exact numbers on what they can receive back, but it is for special events. It's not a great, it's not, it's basically for special events for, when they have a lot of people in their facility, to answer your question.
Okay, and I guess my final question is related to the application itself. Do you have somebody in mind that would develop that for you and you just need money to do that? Or Do you have to go find somebody once you would have the money?
So we've been talking with some of the software professors on campus, namely Joe Chow, who owns his own company, and we were working with him on the creating the software and the application.
Okay. I'm not saying no yet. I have some interest, and I'd like to hear more of what my fellow investors have to say about it.
Joe.
Alan, a question. Have you run this by the end user, potential end user?
So we have not, the end user, which would be the players. I've talked to many players, football players, rugby players. I haven't heard one person say, I don't know why I would need that. A lot of players, they seem to need this because it takes the idea of a concept of learning something on a board, and it puts it right to the field, which makes learning like faster and it's easier to learn the plays.
What about coaching?
Coaches, again, I've talked to the coaches, and they say this is a really good thing to cut down their time in teaching their plays and getting them run faster.
We've got 2 minutes.
So there's interest at the coaching level?
Yes.
Okay. At the end of the day, you may have a great idea here. First of all, you have to own it.
Of course.
So what are you doing to own it, number one? And number two, how quickly can you get your software package going?
Okay, we are looking at, we're talking to lawyers right now about patenting options, and then with owning it is we would talk to a company about creating the software, and then we would in-house software developers to keep working on and adding on to the software itself. And the second part you asked was your second question? I'm sorry.
What are you doing to own it?
Oh, the second question after.
How far along are you on the software packaging?
So I could definitely see it be done, the software part be done within the first year.
And that's for which sport?
This would be for football starting off, and then this sport we can advance on other sports.
Okay.
Linda, do you want in here?
Just real quickly, are there other organizations looking at this type of software development? Are there competitors out there now, currently?
So there are not direct competitors, but there are certain programs like such as apps or just more websites that are like coaching tools and videotape tools for coaches. But in terms of direct competitors, I did not see any competitors in my respective market.
Scott.
Alan, I like your idea. I think you're giving up way too much. 40% for something that you're going to put your blood, sweat, and tears into is just too much. I'm not in, but I encourage you to figure this out without losing 40% of what you're trying to do. Because that may sound good now when you're not making anything. But if you're making $200,000 from now, that 40% is going to hurt you. You're not going to give that up. So I try to figure it out yourself if you can before you dive in and give up that much of your company. But I'm out. I'm
All right, so time is ticking down. Mr. Sokol, you in, out, or shaking all about?
No, I think a couple things. You're a Bowling Green rugby guy,
Yes, sir.
so you're a scary guy, right? I don't want to say anything here that causes any problems. I honestly think there's interest here. I think it's a very good idea, but we can't make a decision. We're at an impasse for the first time. I mean, Joe, Earl, we can't. We've got one out for sure, and nobody's definitely, because it seems that this is a software development play, and we need to feel more comfortable around that software development. What I would suggest to you, if it's okay with you, you have to go through some more due diligence to see the idea come to life. They could circle back to us, but in this time frame, we can't make a decision. Would you agree?
Agreed.
It's not that we're saying no. It's that we don't understand the software component enough in this exchange. Is that fair?
So yeah, so in this context, the answer is no.
In this context, but
and then we can have something on the a discussion offline discussion. Earl wants in.
would you
Just
agree,
put a
Earl?
quick proposal on the table to you with the idea being that 40% of your company is a lot to give up. I agree with the comment, but I think that maybe what we should look at is a way to bring your software developer in with equity, okay, and have them make their own investment in it, bring a couple other partners in that way, and then bring us in as well to be some capital backing for you. So I think we shouldn't say no. I think we would be open to having you reshape your deal around the idea of getting a couple of your providers in that will be partners with you as partners in the deal as well. I would love to have my software company invested with me.
So tell me how we want to score this thing. So when he walks out of here just give me a little bit of verbiage around what we want to do.
It's a potential deal,
Potential deal?
Yeah.
and we need information on the software development piece, because that's what we see here as the value, and the ownership is
And with
Joe
your due
brought up.
diligence program, your disciplined entrepreneurship, go through that, and we'll develop that along with you, and we'll be able to work with you and to see
that's right.
how we could develop this.
So I'm looking at Jim Rogers. Okay. So we've got, so here's we're going to wrap this up.
Okay.
What we do is we have interest, no deal right now, but we have interest later on this evening, and in the next couple of weeks, we'll have that conversation, and you might get a deal.
Pending deal.
A pending deal.
Pending deal.
A pending deal. Is that good? A pending deal. All right, pending deal.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Thank you. A pending deal is a heck of a lot better than no deal. Next in the nest is Elsa Vogel from Holland, Michigan. She's a senior in the College of Arts and Sciences, majoring in graphic design. Her business idea is called Pieces of Me, an app and web-based program that will create a unique design pattern based on the individual's personality traits. Elsa has a real passion for everything design related, and also is part of the Greek community Alpha Omicron Pi. Elsa's been... Wow.
Good evening, Falcons. My name is Elsa Vogel, and I'm the founder of Pieces of Me. I'm seeking an investment of $40,000 for a 20% equity ownership in my business. If someone came to you and told you that they had 25 to 30 million potential customers for their new product idea, would you have any interest? I hope your answer is yes. That group represents millennial women ages 18 to 30 years old, my exact target market. Pieces of Me is a brand new way for women to express themselves and share their unique personality with the world. It is a web-based program that allows individuals to select personality traits that they see in them to create custom designs reflecting their personality. These designs will then be printed on wearable merchandise, much like this dress I'm wearing right now. And in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you what my dress says about my personality. In the beginning, these designs will be printed on other accessories, such as laptop sleeves, clutches, mobile phone cases, scarves, and shirts, all at an average retail selling price point of about $30. To start, for proof of concept, Pieces of Me will begin as a web-based program run off of a website with the plan of moving to a mobile application in year 2 or sooner to scale the business. And here's an example of how that application would work. To begin, a customer will start a profile through Facebook or through their email address. They'll then start a new design and select 6 personality traits from a list provided. They then have an option to share that experience with their friends and family, either through contacts in their phone, email, or Facebook. There will be a place on the application that displays all of the traits, clickable to read to see which personality trait they correspond with, as well as a small story about each of them. They will then be able to check the design status to see which friends have accepted their invitation and create their design. There's a shuffle option to change the orientation of the icons, as well as various color schemes until they're able to select one that they like. They will then enter the boutique, where there'll be a variety of merchandise to choose from for their new Pieces of Me design. As you can see, once a shirt's selected, they can change the size, change the color, add to bag, and follow a standard checkout procedure. These ladies are here today to show you some of the merchandise that can be printed. Each design is unique and versatile, reflecting various personalities created by the customer. Millennial women not only want to express their individuality and feel unique among the masses, but they also want to feel connected and engaged with their friends in that process. Thank you, ladies. Based on what my friends and family have said about my personality, my Pieces of Me design, out of many, reflects that I'm creative, confident, and hardworking. What would your design say about you? I worked with a market research company, Critical Mix, in Perrysburg, Ohio, for market research for proof of concept. I received over 934 completed surveys, and the top 3 categories indicated that 36% were very likely to purchase a Pieces of Me product with their custom design. So, out of 25 million potential customers, that represents 8 million customers for Pieces of Me. At a very conservative market share of just 0.1% in year one, I anticipate a steady 3-year growth of revenue from $290,000 to $760,000, and a growth of my EBITDA from $91,000 to $189,000. Your investment will nearly double by year 3. My first year operating expenses are just over $12,000, with my one-time startup cost being just over $26,000, thus the initial $40,000 investment required. I'm graduating in just 4 weeks with my degree in graphic design, and then I'm ready to get Pieces of Me up and running. This is my passion, and I'm 100% committed to this venture. So, Falcons, who wants a piece of this action?
You brought your peeps tonight, didn't you? Holy cow! All right, Scotty, my boy. You want a piece of this company?
Elsa, I don't know a darn thing about women's clothing, but you're so passionate, you're trying to sell it.
$40,000, 20%.
I've got interest in what she's doing, Kirk, but I need to see a little bit more than what we see up here. Who's going to make this? How are you going to?
You
I
want
need to understand. I've got interest in what she's doing. I just can't quantify what my interest is in a dollar amount.
So you want to see the models? Is that what you're saying?
I want to see the models. No, I don't want to see the models.
I couldn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
No, I've got interest. I can't quantify what my interest is in dollars and cents because I need to see more. But I like what she's doing. I think she's on this.
Linda.
Boy, what a creative product. It really is something else. I had a question with respect to price point. I worry a little bit, given the demographic of your market, about the price point for these items. I do recognize that it's unique and it's different, but I still worry about the price point on some of them. And hence, because of that, I don't know how firm your margins are. I do worry about that as well. And there's always this thing with women in clothing and just wondering about, is it fad or is this a trend and where that will go. But all that said, I think there's something there, but I would be interested in doing a little more due diligence.
Okay, so I would just like to tell you that I have a 50% margin on all of my items, and in the survey that I had run through Critical Mix for proof of concept, those price points were included in the some of the questions. I had a range scale of price points, and the $30 range was very widely accepted for a unique, customized piece. So this piece that they're getting is completely one of a kind. There is no other design that will look like that, and that's truly the selling point of the item.
I have a question for you about your
Rolls up.
icons. I'm sorry, about your icons.
Yeah.
So I take it you've designed those?
Correct.
Okay. And so is there an opportunity then to design a second icon for a certain personality trait, and later on there's kind of
Absolutely.
resales for new
I think there's a ton of potential with the different icons. I believe that there could be icons for different seasons. There could be sets of icons for different target markets, a younger crowd versus a more sophisticated icon. They are all designed interpretations of, visual research and imagery associated with the trait.
So us guys that are all up here from kind of graduated from here in '71, this was tie-dye back in our day. I'm sure Paul knows that. but I think that this is, I'm not willing to go it alone, but if there's a couple of other Falcons that are interested, I think that I'm interested in putting some money into this.
Thank you.
Mike, you've already got the market right here. So, but is the name, have you locked up the name in any way yet?
That's in the process of being trademarked.
And how about the URL for the website?
The URL, it has been taken, but I don't anticipate any problem coming up with a similar rendition for Pieces of Me.
So I feel
I
a
don't know,
deal
anybody else?
cooking. I feel a deal cooking.
Elsa, on your survey,
Yes.
36% or 37%, was that top box?
Yes, that was the top box. So I had 57.8% that were overall interested in the concept.
2
and
minutes.
then out of that, I had 50% that were very likely to purchase.
Okay. And second, in your write-up, you mentioned your designer.
Yes.
Could you tell me about her?
Sure. That's me. I've designed all of the icons, all of the patterns, this dress.
Who's Angela Gray?
Angela Gray is the printer, my vendor that I've secured. She's in Mobile, Alabama. She is a small business looking to expand. She is willing to hold my inventory or buy the products as they need them. And print them and then ship them within 1 week to my customer priority mail.
Is she a partner?
No, vendor.
Mr. Sokol, we've got about a minute. Can we structure something? Oh, he's getting out of his chair. Partner.
All right, here's where we are. I think you went 5 for 5. I think what we're going to do is the 5 of us will get together. As in all these things, there's due diligence, but congratulations to you on a great idea. And we'd like more than the suggested ownership. We'd like 25%. So that's something for you to consider. We don't have to bang that out right now, but all of us have an interest. I agree. We have some interest, and what we're going to do is work with you to move this down the field, okay?
So 5 for 5, okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nice job.
Thank you all. All right, next up to the nest is Haxon Lee, an interesting young man who was born in Seoul, South Korea. Haxon has lived in Boston and now lives in Moscow, Russia, with his parents. And his big shout out to his mom, who has traveled all the way from Moscow to be here tonight with Haxon. Haxon is a senior majoring in supply chain management in the College of Business. His business idea is Teddy Teller, a stuffed toy that will introduce English and other native languages to young children, making it easier for them to develop essential language skills. Haxon has been mentored by Jack Horney, founder of Driving Performance LLC. Jack, you've got your own fan club. In New York City Falcons, here's Haxon.
Hello, Americans. My name is Haxon Lee. I'm the co-founder of Confidenter, and I'm asking $35,000 with 5% equity. So let me introduce myself first. I served for Republic of Korea Army for 2 years. During 2 years, I translate English to Korean for US and Republic of Korea Army commanders. Speaking foreign languages has given me more opportunities. So I want to design a product that can introduce and expose the foreign language to toddlers, which age between 1 to 6. So my partner and I found a company a year ago. We want to make the product can technologically advanced product. The product idea is based on a concept that currently available product can be improved by bringing smartphone application technology and Bluetooth low energy technology. Teddy Teller is the first example of our product. So Falcons, are you ready to see the Teddy Teller? Here is the working prototype Teddy Teller. Teddy Teller is based on smartphone application product. Teddy Teller is multi-feature product. It tells you story like fairy tale or Beauty and the Beast. It sings a song to you like B-I-N-G-O, bingo. And it talks to you in multiple languages. It talks to you in Korean, English, Chinese, Spanish, and others. For you, it can be native language and foreign language. It can be English and Spanish or Korean and English. So I will show you how it works. Everybody is looking at you, Teddy.
I know. I feel so nervous now. You notice my voice is shaking.
So Teddy will play the music and listen with kids. So this product can be renewable by purchasing the new product, new contents in application.
It can be Korean children's song or English or Spanish and others. So you will listen to Korean songs. Customer can make personalize this product by purchasing the new contents in application. Parents or grandparents can record the message for Teddy Teller to pass on their kids. And through the smartphone application, parents can check the temperature and moisture condition of the room where the kids are. So toddler market is big. It is over 33 million. Toddlers use Teddy Teller, and their parents, grandparents, and uncles who buys, and that market is even bigger. We are looking for 1% of market share in each market. This is what we've done from last year. We received a grant from the Korean government, and we have a small team of engineers and designers, and we found a manufacturer in China, and we found a potential distributor in the US. So I am asking $35,000 for 5% equity. Double your money in 3 years. So $35,000 is what we need to finish the proof of concept and to finish the product. We expect to see 200,000 units of Teddy Teller be sold in 3 years. We expect to have profit from year 2 and pay the investment in year 3. So Falcons, please be a godfather and godmother of Teddy Teller. Thank you.
Isn't he cute? Not Teddy, Hexon. Isn't he cute? No, no. All right, so Teddy Teller, $35,000 ask, 5% equity. Joe, do you like Teddy?
I think Teddy's terrific. I think he's a terrific idea. I think one of the problems is your next step is after you bridge your gap of 35,000, okay, then your investment becomes pretty large.
Yes, we have 2 options. We can set up the manufacturing line that costs more than $1 million, or we can license the product. So if we go to license the product, then we have to find a distributor who can license this product in the US.
Okay. And how many partners do you have now? What are their percentages?
I have 1 partner of this company, and we have 3 engineers and 1 designer.
Okay.
And the other 95% of the equity is with you and your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jack, I just wanted to make a comment. Your lips didn't move at all. You were really good. So.
Scott, in or out? You like Teddy? You want to think about it?
I don't dislike Teddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the partnership issue is something I've got to understand more about. If it's just 2 of you and your verbiage here, it sounded like there was 3 investors.
Yep.
So, because it was 3 of you that kicked in about $35,000, it seemed. So it's just 2 of you or 3 of you who are doing this?
1 my partner, yeah.
Okay, just you and
Just
your
my partner, yeah.
Okay. I like the idea. I'm just struggling with that part of it.
Okay, Brian. I'm bouncing around here, trying to keep you all on.
You are.
Working hard.
Listen, you did an excellent job on your presentation. I understood everything very well. Great idea.
Thank you.
I don't want to make teddy bears. I think the value in your presentation is the software that you have can be sold to people that make teddy bears, right?
So,
and that way you don't have to be in the hard goods business. You could just have the software and sell it to people. That would be my idea. I'm not in. The problem I have is the valuation is so high. Your pre-money valuation of $700,000 is too high for me. I don't get enough equity for my play, but I do want you to know, as you've heard, very good idea. Probably some things to think about in terms of making teddy bears or not making teddy bears, but you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're out. Okay, Joe.
I'm out.
I'm out. I think the competition in this
Linda, I
business...
want to come to you.
I'm out, but not because I don't like Teddy. I think that there are many complications that maybe I'm not fully quite appreciating or understand, particularly with respect to the international life that Teddy will have. So.
Yep, that's good. Earl?
I'm not in for an investment, but I would be willing to work with you on trying to get you connected with a toy manufacturer. I think a partnership with Leapfrog might be a really good idea. And so,
And we have second largest toy manufacturer company, which is a Fat Brain toy company. They want to see this product when this finish it.
So Earl's going to give you some consultation.
So-
And Scott, in, out, shaking all about. You're out? So, I've got 4 no's and a yes on consultation.
I'm trying to help. Yeah.
That cool?
Yeah.
All right. Haxon and Teddy Teller.
Excellent, you did a nice job.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
We can discuss about it
Touch
later.
more.
You know, it's hard to believe, but we are nearing the halfway point. They hatch already. Our next hatchling is Meredith Keller. Meredith Keller wants to make life easier for families caring for loved ones with cystic fibrosis. Meredith's mentor is Nico Catone, a 1992 graduate of BGSU and owner and CEO of SurfTech Inc. and Euclid Refinishing Company. Meredith's entrepreneurial road has taken a unique detour. Falcons, let's meet Meredith.
Hello, Falcon.
There you are.
I have learned that entrepreneurship is not only about building a business, but also about helping others. And I have a story I would like to share with you all tonight. Hi, I'm Meredith Keller. I'm a junior visual communications major at Bowling Green State University, and I'm from the Shelby Settlement of Ohio. My business idea is an app that calculates the nutrition that is required by a person who has cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a life-threatening disease that affects the lungs and the pancreas. With the lungs, it causes a thick, sticky mucus that clogs the lungs and leads to lung infections and inflammation. It also obstructs the pancreas and stops natural enzymes from helping the body break down food and absorb vital nutrients. The current life expectancy for individuals with cystic fibrosis is 40 years old, and because of medical advancements, people with cystic fibrosis are able to lead a more normal life than in the decades past. Why am I so passionate about helping people with cystic fibrosis? My older sister has 2 beautiful daughters, ages 2 and 5 months. Both have been diagnosed with this terrible disease, and I have witnessed the time it takes my sister and brother-in-law to complete their daily treatment regimen. So both my nieces have to have 2 breathing treatments a day, which means that they have to wear a mask over their face, which provides the medicines that they breathe in, and then also my 2-year-old wears a vest that helps break up the mucus in her chest by patting on her lightly. Cystic fibrosis has affected my 2-year-old niece to where she cannot eat orally most of the time, so she has to be fed through a G-tube, which means that she has to be fed with a syringe. So out of a whole day, that's about 6 hours worth of just treatment for cystic fibrosis. I was on the phone one day with my sister, and she was really stressed out, and she was telling me that she had to figure out how many calories were in 1 Cheeto. That's when I knew that I had to do something to help her out. Fortunately, the College of Business at BGSU has a unique program for student entrepreneurs like myself, making dreams like mine possible. I was chosen as a hatchling this past fall and began developing my app. The app will perform the necessary calculations and output a chart that is organized and easy to understand. The app will send information recorded throughout the week to a patient's doctor so medication can be adjusted accordingly. When researching my app, I learned some very exciting news. The Cincinnati Children's Hospital is already working on this app. I was disappointed because I wasn't the one to create the app, but we were blessed because now my sister and her family are on the trial phase of it. In my short time of being an entrepreneur, what I've learned is when life throws you a curveball, you gotta pivot and keep going, because this whole cause is bigger than me. During my hatch experience, I also connected with Christina Davidson, who has cystic fibrosis and is changing the lives of families impacted by this disease. So since my app's already taking shape, I'm focusing all my energy on helping the Christina Davidson Foundation continue to make an impact through assisting families with medical expenses, such as lung transplants and medical equipment. Now we need your support. If you would like to donate to families affected by cystic fibrosis, please take out your cell phones and donate right now. Thank you. My entrepreneurial journey has taken me on a path I did not anticipate. but my path is still about helping families and people with cystic fibrosis. I have a special surprise for you all this evening. Joining us is Christina Davidson, who is making a difference with her foundation. Christina is known for her YouTube video that went viral about cystic fibrosis. Christina, welcome to Bowling Green State University.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. It's so wonderful to see so many people here and to have this amazing opportunity to share your ideas. As she said before, my name is Christina Davidson, and I also have cystic fibrosis. A lot of people didn't know it, and I kept mine a secret my whole life. Well, I posted a video on Facebook and decided to share it. It went viral. 13 million people viewed my video. I got calls. We've been featured on the show The Doctors, BBC World News, People Magazine, and the Today Show. I'm asking all of you for your help to help us make a difference in people like Meredith's nieces and 30,000 other people who are affected by this life-threatening disease that does not get government funding. You have the chance to make a difference out here at the Hatch 2015 event and every other day in life. I'm asking you to go to www.Christina Davidson Foundation and help patients like me and 30,000 others and 70,000 in the world have a chance to breathe easy and a chance and hope for cure to help patients like myself when they're struggling in need so we can live a normal life. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited for all the work Meredith is doing for cystic fibrosis. Thank you again and enjoy the event.
Falcons, I have a very special ask for you all tonight. I do not want you to invest in just me, but to invest in a cause that's much bigger than me. Please donate to help families and people with cystic fibrosis. And I'm offering this investment to all of you here tonight and to all those watching The Hatch. Please donate to help families and people with cystic fibrosis. My sister and brother-in-law and my two beautiful nieces could not be here this evening, but they are watching the event live, and I would just like to tell them, thank you for being the inspiration behind all of this, and I love you all. Thank you.
Meredith is a great example of what entrepreneurship is all about. She was able to pivot, take her journey in a different direction. Raising money for this disease will help many people like her nieces. And Christina, thank you for your support tonight. I know it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You guys are getting up. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've done a great job.
Awesome job. Awesome job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right. You guys ready to hatch some more deals? Come on, are you ready to hatch more deals? All right, I'm ready too. Our next hatchling is Thomas Stevens. Thomas is a freshman from Tip City, Ohio, majoring in accounting. Thomas wants to launch a golf cart campus taxi service designed to take the customer directly to any building on campus. The inspiration for his business idea came after he stood in a line waiting for the shuttle bus to take him to class in the freezing cold this past winter. Dr. Art Curtis, founder of the Curtis Club Advisors in Sarasota, Florida, has mentored Thomas during the last 10 weeks. Thomas, it's your turn to greet the Falcons.
All right, thank you, Kirk. Well, good evening, Falcons. As Kirk said, my name is Thomas Stevens, and I am the creator of Caddy Cab. So, my ask tonight is $18,000 for a 31% equity interest in my company. So, I'm going to take you back in time, back to when you were in school. Now, I assume all of you remember fond memories of BG winters, such as the blizzard of '78, or more recently, the past 2 years, freezing colds. All right, also, I want to think about the distance you walked from Harshman and Kreischer to the Student Union, or if any of you are commuters, how far the commuter lot is from classes. And so I want you to keep that in mind. So these issues affected your everyday activities, did they not? So Caddy Cab will then fix this issue by providing a safer, faster, more convenient way to move about campus. So how are we going to do this? Well, I plan to use Caddy Cab as a taxi cab service for students and take them anywhere on campus. This will be done using electric street-legal golf carts. This allows me to utilize both streets as well as sidewalks, providing the most time-efficient way to move about campus. I surveyed over 450 students, and over 71% said they would use Caddy Cab at some point in time during the year. Caddy Cab will work using an app in which students will be able to request a ride, and by requesting a ride, it will tell them how long Caddy Cab will take to reach their point. And if that takes too long, then they can choose a different route and is the best option for them. Also, they will use a website, and this website will allow them to pre-select a time for Caddy Cab to be outside their dorm waiting for them to take them to their class. And this will be on a first-come, first-served basis. Social media will be the marketing tool for Caddy Cab because my market is college students. They use social media as well as seeing the cart in operation. So where is your $18,000 going? I'll be using the $18,000 to purchase permits, insurance, software development, professional fees, as well as a contingency fund for anything I might have missed. I plan to lease the golf cart for $12,000. So where is the revenue coming from? Revenue will come in 3 different options: a $5 single ride fare, a $12 10-ride pass, or a $50 semester pass for unlimited rides. So as you can see, Caddy Cab is cash flow positive in the first year. Based on my survey, I based my model with 15% of students using Caddy Cab in the first year. This grows to 20% in the second and 25% in the third. Based on the number of students that will use Caddy Cab, I project 33% will use the $50 unlimited ride pass, 42% the 10-ride pass, and 25% the single ride pass. Now with all this comes expenses. Well, my expenses are fairly low. For each ride, it only costs a little less than $1 to actually move the cart. This consists of labor as well as expenses. I've also accounted for the fixed expenses, which are insurance, the purchase of the cart, permits, as well as storage for that cart. And this will come into about $36,000. I plan to operate 260 days a year for about 12 hours a day. This doubles your investment at the end of 3 years. So my question for you, are you ready for your fast pass to cash?
Woo, I like it. $18,000 ask, 31% equity. Mr. Sokol, you want to go for a ride in the Caddy Cab?
No, but I'd like a $12,000 golf cart when I play golf. That's the most expensive golf cart I've ever seen. Listen, I went to visit my daughters that go to Ohio University. They walked me up some hill, and I thought I was going to die. So there are definitely, this idea has merit, right? Even in that kind of application, take them up the hill. Here, I don't know if the classes all change at 10 o'clock, at 8 o'clock. The idea that you're going to go through class change with 18,000 students and you're going to have one golf cart driving around. This is one of those deals that feels to me, your mentor did a great job. Your ask is good, your valuation is good, but it's one of those, in my mind right now, the pending deals. I'd like to see what my other partners would say about it, because it's an easy business to get into for us, the way you've structured the deal. But in due diligence, I've got a lot of questions.
Yes, well, keep in mind, this is based on one golf cart. If demand needs it and we have enough revenue, we will buy another golf cart.
A lot of $12,000 golf carts.
That's right, isn't that good? Right? He may even deliver to the golf course. You can play golf.
I have an old car for $12,000.
Joe wants in here. Go, Joe.
I think the idea is great. I'm not so sure that the venue, the campus, is right for Caddy Cab. I think you've done a terrific job in putting together a business plan. But you may want to think about other venues, whether it be going to the university for a Saturday afternoon football game and having a Caddy Cab back for the tailgaters. And it doesn't have to be Bowling Green, only Bowling Green. It could be OU, Ohio State, or whatever. I think you have to do a couple of things first. Is make sure that you license or trademark this name, because it is perfect. And the logo. You did a terrific job with that. And then take a look at other venues, because the university is vast for sure. Having one cab around, you may be forgotten.
Yeah. And the actual idea is to move this to other campuses eventually.
Scalability. I like that. So, Scott, you want to talk? I saw your hand in the air. I'm a professor, so I know that right away. That's a sign.
The $12,000 cab. So $11,000, I'll lease you the cab.
So he's going to lease you a cab.
A couple things I have a problem with it. Cash. You don't want to take cash from anybody. If somebody's working for you in that environment, you don't want to do that.
Yes.
I think it's a good idea. You have a problem with the university in your write-up saying you can drive that on the sidewalks in a limited fashion. I have a problem with that. And so it's just one cab for that lease price that you quoted there. The $12,000?
Yes. At this point, it's only $12,000. It's $12,000 because street legal, with those modifications, it can get pretty expensive.
Even a lease? Is that much?
Yes, a lease. Well, that's coming from a loan.
Okay. I think you're onto something I'm not interested in.
I've got tweets coming in right now that says, invest in caddy cab, no more walking. Just telling you, that's what the people are saying.
I mean, can we ask the people?
You're out. You're out. Linda, talk to me.
Yeah, I have a couple of concerns. One, I think you said this somewhere in your write-up, but I'm concerned about exclusivity of this particular product at the university over time. Just in terms of, how long your licensure would be for the university. So that's one thing. And then I'll tell you what really concerns me is the profit margin, because I think I heard you say that each ride is a little less than $1 in terms of cost per ride, and that it's only 25% of your user base you're estimating would buy the $5 one single ride, but everybody else is going to buy a ride that in some cases is potentially going to cost less than $1. I mean, they're going to price it, or it's going to be almost $1, just a little above. So I'm real concerned about the margins and therefore the profitability on an ongoing basis.
All right.
So you're out.
I'm out.
Earl?
Well, I think that,
Got 2 minutes, by the way.
okay, two things relative to the university that I think would be really important for you to find out. Number one is that how limited is limited, okay, on access. And the second thing is we do have campus credit cards here that you can use around the campus. So would that be a possibility for you to use the campus credit card that, parents put money on the card? And
Well, I'd like to look into that. I haven't actually been able to talk to the university about that. So at this point, no, but I would like to look into that.
Okay, because I would think if I agree with the cash concern. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of how much cash disappears on you. So you don't want to really be in the cash business if you can not be in the cash business. But I do think you're onto something. I stumbled across a website for some guys that have done this at the College of Charleston. You may want to give them a call.
I actually have looked at their model, and it's based
About 1 minute, guys.
It's based more upon their the beach area, more like that.
They go back and forth to the beach?
Yes, they use the boardwalk more.
Not going to be a beach here.
No.
And plus they use solar-powered cabs. There's no way that's going to happen here. But,
so what are you thinking?
I'm out.
I'm out.
But
okay, Joe.
I like the idea.
I'm out.
Out. Mr. Sokol?
Well, excuse me. I think if we caucus with Earl and Joe, I think this may be a circle back. I think there's just so many questions that for you to put the squeeze on me right now.
It's my job, bro.
I know, that's what you're supposed to do. But
I know. I
if you'll accept that, there's clearly, there's some interest, there's some questions that we have. We can go back and forth with you.
So you're going away with no deal, but some promise.
All right. Brian,
Okay.
I'll just ask you one question real quick, Brian.
Sure, Earl.
So if there was a different kind of revenue stream here related to kind of a cash card or a...
The card.
Yeah. And so if you could come back with that, and you could come back with kind of something from the university which really shows their support.
Right.
Okay, you could have some opportunity here.
All right, Thomas.
From two golfers who drive golf carts a lot. So.
Right.
Take a bow, my man.
Thank you.
Good job.
Great job.
Goodbye.
We really want to get we want to trend tonight on Twitter. That's our goal. The dean said if I get you guys to trend on Twitter, I could have Saturday off. So I'm really hoping that you guys could do that for us. Next up in the Falcons' Nest is Mark Cohn. Mark is a sophomore, non-traditional student majoring in biology. Mark grew up in Toledo and was a successful stock and commodities trader in Chicago prior to 9/11. 6 years ago, Mark started his journey into beekeeping on his horse farm in Ottawa County. Today, along with his fiancée, Peggy, they own a small restaurant and bar in Oak Harbor, aptly called The Beekeeper. Mark's mentor is Al Caperna, CEO of the CMC Group here in Bowling Green. Mark, my friend, say hello to the Falcons.
Hello, Falcons.
There you go.
I'm here tonight to ask for $50,000 for 25% of my Ubiquity marketplace. I'm not just a student at this awesome university, I'm also a dedicated beekeeper. Some of you may be aware that honeybees in this country face a full spectrum of challenges, ranging from industrial agriculture to climate change to habitat loss. None of these represents a greater risk to honeybees than doing nothing. Inaction guarantees disaster. We need to care about this. Pollinators are critical to our food supply. John F. Kennedy said, in a crisis, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. That's what entrepreneurs do. They see opportunity in every situation. And that's what Ubiquity is. It's an opportunity to help the bees by taking care of the people who take care of bees and building a business in the process. My philosophy is simple. Everyone should know a beekeeper. They're the first line of defense. And we're going to tackle this challenge by supporting existing beekeepers and strengthening their ranks by incentivizing others. And we're going to do this by building a dedicated online marketplace for small beekeepers to sell their product to a national market. I'm going to collect a reasonable annual hosting fee. I'm going to charge them a small percentage per transaction, and I'm going to expand their markets by managing their advertising in a collective effort. This is a niche market, and it will do well. Did you know that on average, every American consumes 1.6 pounds of honey each every year? That's a lot of honey, most of which comes from other countries and is predominantly what you're going to find on a grocery store shelf. We should be buying this, locally sourced, natural honey. Our goal is within 3 years to have 10% of the beekeepers in this country selling at least a portion of their product on our website. By enabling beekeepers to more efficiently distribute their product, we're going to take a first step toward reshoring honey production in this country. This not only benefits local enterprise. If we can encourage more people to consider beekeeping as a hobby or a supplemental form of income, maybe we can put a dent in the pollinator issue. There's no such thing as too many beekeepers. For as little as $50,000, you can play a critical role in combating one of the most crippling issues of our time. So I ask you, who wants to make some money selling honey?
Who wants to make money selling honey? $50,000 ask, 25% equity. Brian, have you ever been stung by a bee?
Yes, I have. That's why I am the way I am today. Let me just say, if I had your ability and your passion for a subject, I'd be a way better human being than I am.
Thank you.
For the way you've taken us through this. I mean, I went to Bob Evans. I looked at the honey. It's from Argentina. Okay? So great passion, great concept.
Thank you.
The concern for me, I'm going to pass.
Okay.
The concern for me is driving traffic to the website. So I get the idea that you're going to be the Amazon for beekeepers, right? And great idea. In my walk of life, I've tried so many times to drive traffic for a new product on a website, grow Facebook likes, grow fans. It's a very expensive proposition, and I can't figure out how to get our money around that. I think it's outside our ability to help you.
So you're out?
Yes.
Out. Joe?
Mark, I'm also out. I want to say a couple things. First of all, you're the first beekeeper I've met. So,
Okay, thank you.
And I think it's a wonderful world that you live in. I would ask you, do you consider yourself a beekeeper or a business person or an entrepreneur?
I think there's a room to be both.
Okay, all right. As an entrepreneur, I would look bigger than what you're looking at because you had indicated that the market's a niche market, and I love to deal with niche markets. I know nothing about honey or bee byproducts. But if you could trademark your brand and also be the driver for the quality of American honey, just like the housekeeping seal of approval, okay, the ubiquity approval for honey products. You're looking to sign up 5,000 suppliers for yourself. If you had that, you could have 500 suppliers with your seal of approval that you could be charging a couple $100. That's the $100,000 that you need. So while I'm not willing to invest, I think the niche market that you're dealing with doesn't have a leader, and you could be that, not only the leader, but the spokesperson and the person that's driving the quality.
Thanks, sir.
That's some great advice.
Thank
Earl,
you.
I'm gonna defer.
You're
to
yielding?
Scott.
You're yielding to Scott. Go, Scott.
My question to you is, if I'm a beekeeper now, and I'm making honey now, do I have a problem selling that honey locally?
Not at all. Oh, you mean outside of ubiquity?
Yeah, basically, if I'm just an independent beekeeper and I'm selling honey, do I have any problem selling honey at all?
Yes, sir, you do. I've done it, and local beekeepers, they haul their honey from farm markets to flea markets, and maybe they put it in a health food window, but it's an uphill challenge, and there's often a lot of competition. Now, there are, in urban areas, there's a new urban beekeeper phenomenon, but I would tell you in rural America, beekeepers sit on a lot of honey.
My feeling is you need to figure out how to get more beekeepers in this world than to sell honey. I made a couple phone calls outside of this conversation. That's not the feedback I got from the folks I talked to. They say the small beekeeper can sell whatever they want. So unless you can come along and say, I'm selling it for $10 now, with ubiquity for $20, there's value for me to do that. But I don't know if there's the supply. So I think you need to get the supply in order to sell the supply. Because right now, according to what I've heard, there's just not the supply. There's more supply, or excuse me, there's more demand than there is supply.
Yeah,
I've got interest in talking to you after this event, because I think you're on the summit. I just
So
can't
you're
get my
in,
finger on what
you're out, you're going to do a little consulting?
I'm in to have a conversation with them after this, not for any money right today.
All right. Okay. Linda, in, out?
You know, this is a very, very intriguing
Got 2 minutes.
Okay. With respect to the marketplace, the niche marketplace, the online niche marketplace for honey, because I do believe people are moving more and more in the direction of organics, but I worry if you're a little ahead of where the general public's understanding is. And with that in mind, I'm out. I think that there's still some work to be done, but I think this is an extremely valuable concept.
Thank you. But I hear you're saying you're out. Yes. Okay. Earl, last.
I'm going to be out, but I think you've done a great job in creating a lot of buzz.
So you've got 4 outs and a maybe. Okay. 4 outs and a maybe?
Yeah, Scott's
4 outs and a maybe.
Scott's talking about a probable investment.
Scott's thinking.
I want to talk to him after this. I think he's on a summit.
Okay, so 4 outs and a maybe.
Yes.
I think you got
All
some
right,
great
4 outs
advice
and a
from
maybe.
Joe.
Mark,
Okay, thank
think
you
about
very
it, man.
much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Next into the nest is Devin Williams. Devin is a junior in the College of Arts and Sciences from Detroit, Michigan, majoring in communication with a specialization in promotions and advertising. She is a BGSU Cindy Rabeau President's Leadership Academy Scholar and the co-founding president of SELF, an organization that empowers and uplifts young women during their transition into womanhood. Her business idea is Musync. I got it. A music app that synchronizes multiple devices together, allowing multiple users to listen to the same music in real time, eliminating the uncomfortable sharing of headphones. Aggie Haslip of Columbus, a software marketing executive, is Devin's mentor. Falcons meet Miss Devin.
Hi, my name is Devin Williams, and I am the founder of Musync, a mobile app that allows multiple devices to sync together and listen to the same song at the same time. Today, I am asking for $40,000 for 20% equity ownership in my company. How many times have you and a friend tried listening to the same song at the same time by sharing a set of headphones? And how many times has your friend taken their nasty earphone out of their ear and tried to shove it in your ear? And if you do decide to use their earphone, how many times has it fallen out of your ear because they walk entirely too fast or you walk entirely too slow? Well, MuSync solves that problem, and let me show you how. Mr. Sokol and I are walking together through campus. I have a song I want to share with him. So I open my MuSync app, I select his name, he accepts. I select the song that I want to share with him, and the music sharing experience has begun.
He's grooving.
Money! So, now that we know that it's awesome, it's an awesome app, who is going to use MuSync? We have a target market of males and females ages 15 to 24 years old. We conducted a survey on BGSU's campus, surveying about 400 students, ages ranging 17 to 36 years old. The survey says that 70% of these students would definitely use the MuSync app. So, the 3 things we need to make sure that MuSync is successful: 1, we need to get users to download the app. 2, we need to get users to use the app. And 3, we need to get vendors to advertise on the app. So, more downloads equals more money. More downloads equals more users. More users equals stickiness. Stickiness equals more advertisers. And more advertisers equals more money. So how do we get users and stickiness? Well, this is our marketing strategy. The survey we conducted says that 96% of students engage in social media on a daily basis, and that is exactly how we are going to reach our target audience. So, we have an ad-based business model, which means we generate revenue by selling ad space to various companies interested in reaching the MuSync user. These advertisers will have about a 10-second ad after every 2 songs. Our 3-year revenue and EBITDA projections say that in year 3, we will have a revenue of $800,000 and an EBITDA of $500,000. So where will your funds go? Your $40,000 will go towards startup expenses, which is application development, advertising and marketing, consultants to secure advertisers, and legal fees. We've spoken with an IP attorney, and there is a music rights component to our app. And so built into our business model, we pay royalties to these music companies. Also, your $40,000 covers year 1 expenses, which are ongoing development, marketing, and consulting. In 3 years, you will have a 250% return on your investment, which means if you give me $40,000, I will give you $100,000 in 3 years.
Woo.
So, who wants to sync up?
Hey, I can do it too. Money, 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 money! Well, you're smiling at me. That must mean that either you're really happy.
No, this is really, congratulations to you. Yeah, really a great name, great idea. If you would have played Cat Stevens for me, I would really be happy right now. But
we can sing it.
The appeal of your idea is that this is an app, obviously.
Right,
so the whole key is we can come together and help you get this app done for sure. We can all help you do that. And then, you know, you may come to the point like all these other crazy apps that you just sell the thing to somebody, right? You don't have to necessarily run this business and hope for this advertising revenue, which could be a tough putt. So I'm in with partners.
Everybody's in?
We're going to develop this app. We're going to be sure that we have it.
Yep, everybody's in?
Yep.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
That was the abbreviated
Thank you
section.
so much.
Sounds good,
Thank you,
everybody.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job, congratulations.
Thank you.
Impressive young lady.
Awesome
Thank you so
job.
much.
That's the way it goes. All right, we are there at the time, the reckoning hour, right? Our final hatchling in the nest tonight is Matthew Snyder from Orlando, Florida. A senior in the College of Education and Human Development, studying sport management and minoring in entrepreneurship. His business idea is called Trick Shot, a 3-in-1 game that combines the ever-popular cornhole, ladder ball, and beer pong into one super cool portable package. Bruce Fisher, Vice President, International Hayward Pools Products Division in New Jersey, has been Matthew's mentor for the past 10 weeks. Falcons, meet my friend and former student, Matt Snyder.
Thank you, everyone. So, as Kirk said, my name is Matthew Snyder, and I am the creator and owner of Trickshot. Trickshot is going into a growing market that's already booming. It's made of the 3 most popular games, and it's going to be sold at a value price, but more convenient to the end user. So today, I am asking for $70,000 for 33% of my company. So let me show you what Trickshot's all about. So, what are the games that make up Trickshot and the 3 most popular games in tailgating? Cornhole, ladder ball, or some might know as hillbilly golf, and yes, Falcons, beer pong. All right, ladies, let's show them what Trickshot's all about. So right now they're kicking out the legs for cornhole. Now they're gonna lay it down. Boom, cornhole. Let's flip it over. Now they're kicking out the legs for ladder ball. They're gonna straighten those out. And now you have a catch for your bolas, because they fly everywhere, because most likely you're not gonna make it. So now what they're gonna do is they are bringing out their spare legs. And now we're gonna connect the boards.
Uh-huh, I like it.
So what I have right here is for the covers for the holes, because that was a lot of people's concerns. This will fit all 10 cups for beer pong for the best experience. Thank you. And thank you, ladies. So, as I said, I am going into the tailgating market. Tailgating is all about the experience and socialization. People love to be part of this, and the numbers do not lie. Tailgating is a $12 billion industry. 50 million people tailgate every year at least once, and 35% of people that go to these events don't even go for the game. They're just there to tailgate. So, my target market is anyone between the ages 20 and 60 that tailgate, which is over 30 million people in my target market. So I have done research, and these are all avid users, and they love these games, and they're well knowledge of it. So what have they said about it? They said, well thought out, and it was brilliant how I combined these 3 games. They said at the end, 100% of them will purchase this when it goes on market. So you're wondering the pricing and everything. So your manufacture this is $50, which covers the manufacturer and shipping it from China to the United States. I'm going to be selling this for $199.99, which is actually $100 cheaper than what's currently in the market to buy all 3 games separately. Also, I have a very attractive gross margin in both retail and direct. And with those, I can do some warehousing and other stuff like that. So, year 1, I plan on selling 5,000 units. With that, I'll make over $600,000 in just revenue. Let's move to year 3. I'll sell 10,000 units, and you know what? We'll make over $1.2 million in revenue together. So, Falcons, you guys might be wondering, what's in it for you? In 3 years, I'll give you guys $213,000, and you know what? That's tripling what I'm asking for today. So it's great for you guys and for myself. So you might ask, how am I going to do this? So I'm basically going to a trade show in Vegas this coming up January called the Sports Licensing and Tailgating Show. Also, I do have my own website currently called trickshot311.com, and with this, I will sell and market my products. Also, I'll sell these at university bookstores, team up with them, so at local venues, they can sell for the schools. So like at XBX or BGSU's bookstore, they can sell BGSU trick shot boards. Also, I plan to understand more of the market, more than I do currently, to go to major tailgating events. So let's break down the numbers. So I'm asking for $70,000 for 33% again, $12,000 goes to legal, $50,000 goes to inventory, and $8,000 goes to my marketing. So what I'm asking today is $70,000 for 33%. So Sharks?
Sharks? These are Falcons.
Falcons. Let's clean out that video. Anyways, who wants to take a shot with me?
You thought I fell asleep, didn't you? No, I'm sharp. His ask is $70,000, 33%. Scott, you're looking around like you want to play some trick shot.
Is there anything like this on the market?
There's the only thing that's similar to this is all of them separate. There's nothing of the three combination.
What are you thinking?
And one thing you guys might be concerned about, you may not play beer pong. Maybe you do. I don't know you guys personally. But you know what the great part about this? You have an 8-foot table. So you know what? You're done playing for the day. You're ready to eat some food. 8 foot long. Let's eat.
Do me a favor. Shake that table a little bit. Put some weight on that table. Put some, more weight on that table.
But here's the thing.
You're playing beer pong, you're leaning on that thing.
But one thing with it, when I do manufacture this in China, we are changing it to bamboo, which is lighter and stronger than the pine wood I currently have.
Okay. Scott, in or out?
I want to hear from the rest. I'm still deciding.
All right, Linda, in or out?
I'm out.
Out. That's okay. That's good. Earl.
Well, is that regulation size?
Everything is regulation size for all 3 games.
Seems small.
That's regulation size?
It's all regulation size.
Okay. What have you thought about? Is the minimum that you can produce a 1,000 for the 50,000?
Yes, to keep it at a low cost to manufacture and then ship it to America, I need each freight is going to be 1,000 units in there.
And you can't get one of these things made in the USA?
That is my goal eventually.
Great question.
Beer pong is a USA game. Come on.
And I agree. My goal is eventually to make this in America, because this is America, and these are the greatest games to play in America. So,
You're supposed to be nice to him.
But my plan is to start this in China and get this business going, and if it gets truly successful with us, I'll then bring it back to America.
Earl, yin ya.
Don't know yet.
You what?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Here's something for you to think about.
Okay.
Here comes the master. Stand back.
All right, Mr. Wonderful.
We don't want to get involved in the licensing business and have to get the license for the Cleveland Browns and Ohio State Buckeyes. We don't want to do that. We don't want you to go to the show and have Sportcraft take one look at your idea and knock you off. So to make this seems like a very ingenious, great idea.
Thank
now,
you.
did you file a provisional patent for the design?
Yes, we have, and within the year I'll make it into a trademark with the design so no one else can do this. And if they try, we'll see what happens.
So we need to have that kind of design protection, and then would you consider just, once the patent grants, would you consider selling it to people that make game tables and already have all the distribution?
Depending on the offer, I would definitely consider it.
Right, and so would we.
Okay.
And that's kind of the point. The point here is, great idea. By the way, I happen to be the beer pong champion of Ohio University.
Oh yeah.
I'll play you tonight. We'll see what happens.
You could see.
You know, we learn so much about you each year. I can't wait till next year.
You could see that. I look great for 25 years old. I look great for my age. I've not lived a hard life at all. Okay. So I think we'd like to understand. I'm not speaking for you, Joe, but to us, the key here is this IP. There's people that have the distribution on these games. They have the licenses on these games. That's what's going to drive the business. And you know what? If the IP grants, you've got people. Does that make sense to everybody?
So we've got 4 or 5.
You know,
We have 4. We haven't talked 4.
There's a couple of concerns.
You're not in with that, Earl?
Have you checked on the infringement of the other 3 games?
They are non-infringing in any way.
2 minutes.
Who said that?
I looked it up just to double check, because one thing I have talked with Kirk was that was one of our main concerns, making sure I use names, cornhole, ladder ball, so on. And they are not infringing on anyone.
All right, and have you gone out and sold this to anybody? Or sold
I have
the
not.
concept?
I have done, as I said, some target marketing, and I will continue that this fall when football season and one of the biggest tailgate events do start up.
Have you thought about crowdfunding, like GoFundMe, to pre-sell some of these to people?
I have not. I do plan on trying selling a few of them after, because this is my second prototype. I will have one more prototype before the show in January. So I will try and start selling some, so when I go to Vegas, I will say, hey, I've sold this amount. This is my final product. This is what people think.
All right, we have to work out the IP on this.
All right, so what's happening here is my attorney sitting down here, and he's going, give me a little more clarification. So
I think I have, do I have anybody? Am I by myself? Got
So we got 4?
Earl. We've got 4 people.
Okay.
We want to focus our money on the provisional patent at the very least.
Okay.
I think once you get the provisional patent filed around the design, I think you could crowdsource this thing.
Okay.
Right, you put it out there, people will want to buy them.
Yep.
See how that goes. And then a year and a half from now, I think we could exit for a big number.
But take it out, bring it out to a couple of retailers, even in town.
Yep.
Or get down to Bentonville, Arkansas, and show it to the Walmart people to say, this is my idea. I own this idea. How far can it go? And this is my pricing. So you have a really good idea of what you may have, because this could be a big idea.
But don't show it to anybody until we see the IP.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying
So we've
to
got
do.
a tentative, but we don't know.
You guys, don't you tick this.
We're doing the hokey pokey.
Okay. All right, that's it.
Good?
You're
job.
done?
Done. Good job.
Thank you.
I guess we got a deal.
Good job. Thank you.
We're not sure what we have, but we're close.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations again to all of the hatchlings for their hard work on their business ideas. Many thanks to Kirk Kern, the Falcons, and alumni mentors for such a great event. Thank you to our sponsors and those watching online at Hatch Watch parties across the country. And of course, thank you to our live audience. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Good night. We'll see you at Hatch 2016.
See you, everybody.
Thank you for being part of The Hatch, sponsored by the Dallas Hamilton Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership and the College of Business at Bowling Green State University, and by PNC Foundation, Critical Mix, Davenport Hampton Company, Hart Associates, Gorillas and Gazelles, Regional Growth Partnership, Rocket Ventures, and Teresa Hop Braun.